Hey, it's time for a monthly update. Let me just grab my coffee real quick. Okay. So, again, these vlogs are more for myself. If people happen to watch it and have any kind of connection with it, that's great. Feel free to comment, throw your insights. This is still a little bit new to me. This is going to be a monthly update. So I've been living in Puerto Rico since January. I'm a little bit behind. I was supposed to update April 18th, would have made 3 months. So this is the 3 month update. It's already April 27th, so I'm a little bit behind. But yeah, let me just fill you in on what's been happening the last month. So if at any point I kind of seems like I'm speaking third person, again, I would like to make this video a reference for myself so I can come back to it as if I'm talking to myself. But it's also for the audience out there, whoever decides to watch it. And if you're watching it, I appreciate you hanging out with me. If you're supporting what I'm doing out here, I really appreciate that as well. I'm just going to start that this is going to be a vulnerable video, probably one of my most vulnerable videos. In my mind, I have been thinking a lot about, when we're posting to social media and how people talk about everybody's always just posting the highlights and everything that's going well. Well, I just want to be real and also post the things that are not going so well, and some of the feelings that I've been having and some of the emotions that I've been dealing with while going on this journey. And so we'll get into that, but let's go ahead and start with just a recap of how the last month went. So where I'm staying right now is a family member's home, and the person who was involved in building the home came to stay for 3 weeks, him and his brother, and they came to stay with me to work on some house projects. So we sealed the roof of this house because there were some leaks sometimes when it would rain. We worked on some plumbing issues. We chopped down some bamboo from the back. There's like a bamboo forest back there, so we cleared out a lot of bamboo that could threaten the house or fall onto the house. We cleared out a tree that had fallen onto the outside garage, so we moved that out of the way. We cleared out and replaced a pipe drain so that we have good drainage in the front of the house in the driveway. We fixed some areas with cement that were exposed. We fixed and covered some pipes that were also exposed with cement. But really just did a lot of stuff around the house to which I really appreciate, because he came to help me with just making sure that the house was set up and doing well for my stay here. So I'm extremely grateful. So those 3 weeks, I really tried to focus on being here to work alongside him and learn a lot of these things to just be able to take care of this house as if it's my own. So that was 3 weeks. Then I had about a little bit of a week break. That's when I had an opportunity to just kind of reset, work on a few things here at the house, visit the land, clean up the land a little bit. I went to go help my friend Joe. If you've been watching my videos on Instagram, TikTok, you will see that I was helping. You will see another video where I went up there and helped Joe in his farm, JoJo's Bean to Bar. Shout out to Joe, and buy his chocolate. It's amazing. But I went to help him basically just pick cacao. And I'm actually going to be doing that again tomorrow. So I'm super excited. I like being a part of that process. It gets my hands dirty. It gets me feeling and putting me in the position of what it's going to feel like for me when I have my trees producing. What's the work entailed? What's their schedule like? All that good stuff. So I'm excited to do that. So there was about, I think, a day that I did that with Joe. I'm not sure if it fell in that week, but I did do that in the last month as well. And then in the last week, I had a very close friend, a fraternity brother of mine, come and visit with me. And he stayed, he stayed here in Puerto Rico for a week. So I took some time off to go see Culebra. We went out to stay Culebra. We went to about maybe at least 12 different beaches, and just took him around to see, just get a feel for Puerto Rico, try some of the food, check out the beaches. We got lots of sun. As you can see, I'm a little bit more tan, maybe from the last video. So that was a great time. We spent a great time together. And I think the highlight of his visit was us just working on a kind of like some garden plots that we have here at the house, more flower areas. We cleared out some beds, put some soil in, went out to buy some plants together, planted them together before we went out and had a beach day. And honestly, that kind of stuff really, really is a highlight for me. Anytime that I can spend time with the people that I love working on something, and improving a place, those events mean the most to me. And I told him that what I really liked, and this really gave me the idea moving forward anytime somebody visits, is those flower beds, as long as they're kept alive and they're looking good, that's always a reminder of his visit. And that's what I want. I want to be able to have these little reminders and memories literally planted in place so that I can really, just when I walk out there and I work in the yard, I can say like, oh, that's when he visited me and helped me out with these flower beds, and we worked together on that. And again, that's the main thing, is working together to make something happen. And that's the most meaningful to me. So if you're a friend of mine and you're thinking about coming out to visit, come up with ideas. I would love to do that kind of stuff with you. We can go up to the land. We can plant something together. Heck, you can even have your own tree named after you. Put a little chain or a little collar over that tree with your name on it, so that anytime you come and visit, that's your tree that's there, and I can give you updates on how that tree is doing. I've always liked that idea. So that's basically been the last month. Oh, and I turned 43. I turned 43 in April 19th. But and so that's why my friend was visiting. My fraternity brother was visiting. We celebrated my birthday on his visit, and I had a great time. It was great spending time with them. They even sang me happy birthday, got me a little cheesecake, and we celebrated that in Culebra. So that was really special. And at 43, I don't feel 43. It's funny. I still feel younger. I still have good energy. I still feel like I'm in good shape, and yeah, so here's to hopefully another 43 where I'm able to continue to build this dream of mine that I have out here and provide for people and leave my mark on this world. All right, so let's get into the heavier stuff. So if some of you all don't know, especially probably like my closest friends know, and I probably have vented to some people and talked to some people, but my parents stay in San Antonio, Texas. They stayed there while I moved out here. Without getting into too much detail, both of my parents are very ill. One has a continuous degrading disease, and then I guess I could say the other one does as well. And so it's been very, I could say that a piece of my heart still remains in Texas, because every day I'm still worried about that. So even though I'm able to post, all these beautiful things and fun things that I'm doing and things that look like, oh, he looks happier out there, there's a part of me that really still isn't. There's a big problem that I'm trying to find a solution to. And it's one of those things that sometimes there really isn't a solution to something that is out of your control. You just have to either roll with the punches, do the best that you can, be there for the people the best that you can, and hope that it all works out until for as long as you can, because we're not here on this earth forever. So it's not like I can cure people that can't be cured, and it's not like I can make them live forever. So that's been a big challenge for me, because it has been weighing a lot on me. It's been battling feelings of guilt for doing what I've done, coming out here and chasing a dream of mine, even though I have to tell myself, hey, you're 40 something years old. You also have a limited time here, and you have to be able to build something that is going to be lasting for you. And not only that, is to build something that is putting you in a position that when you're their age, if something happens to you, that you're able to take care of yourself. Because if people don't know my sibling situation, I am an only child. So the only person that's going to be taking care of me is me. Not married. I don't have any kids. So it's not like I don't want to say the luxury, but it's not like I have the fallback plan of, if I get sick like they do, or if I get, severely injured and immobile, that I have somebody there to take care of me. I would have to figure out where I'm going to go, how I'm going to be taken care of. And that's part of the dream that I'm building out here, is if this is going to be my final resting place, I want it to be the most enjoyable place ever, with the care that's around me, knowing that, hey, I wake up where I want to be and I'm taking care of where I want to be until I'm basically back to dust. So I think a big part of it has been facing the guilt of coming over here. There are times that I still think, hey, did I make the right decision? Should I move back? Should I continue to be a caregiver? But I know that if I go back and do that, I'm not going to do it from, I think a resentment would build. I think I would start to feel that I gave up the rest of my life to take care of my family, and I don't want to feel like that. But then at the same time, I'm also feeling like in our culture that's a purpose that we have to fulfill, is making sure that our loved ones are taken care of. But sometimes the means aren't necessarily, I don't want to say possible, it's just the means are very, very challenging, and there's a lot of obstacles, because there are solutions out there. It's just that I have to figure out what they are. So yeah, and I've just been thinking about, when they're gone, usually we build up our parents' relationship as they are the foundation for who you are. If you're lucky enough to have both parents, and if you're lucky enough to have two loving parents, I like to think that I did have a very loving foundation that was built on. And that foundation has gotten shaky as we got older and had to deal with these medical challenges later in the life, in our lives. And so the foundation is pretty shaky. And when they're gone, I'm responsible for my foundation. And that is where I am trying to be more open and develop meaningful relationships with the people around me, because those are the people that I'm going to have to count on when my parents are no longer here. And I know it's going to be very difficult when they're gone. And I know that the isolation is going to be even greater. And I think that's my biggest fear, is that I've noticed that when I go through these really difficult trials of losing people and losing family members and having to deal with these medical situations and being the person that's strong to put everybody in a better place and trying to figure out everything logistically to make it happen, that I feel like I start losing a sense of myself. I feel like I'm a lot more of a serious person. I don't really I can't sit still. If I start sitting still, I think too much, or I think that by me relaxing, I'm being lazy, when that should be the time that I'm continuing to find solutions for them and also for me. And it's difficult, because I start feeling like I start feeling like an inadequacy creeping up, and it's also bleeding into my willingness to meet people, because I don't want to go through a lot of this stuff again. And I think about, okay, well, if I meet somebody, if I marry somebody, what if they get sick, and then I have to caregive for them anyway. Am I going to be sacrificing my dreams to care for them? Or what if I have children, and then the children are having issues, or they're having to be hospitalized and they don't come out well. It's just a lot of things that I think about just in having to deal with medical related issues. But back to the point is that I know I'm already more comfortable when I'm isolated, just being an only child. But going through these trials has made me feel like isolating myself more. And I want to figure out how to break out of that, so that I can be able to count on people when I'm going through the toughest parts of my life. Because that is not an example that I think my parents set for me. And I've started to notice that, where anytime we had issues as a family, just the three of us, we kept that inside. If we even spoke about it, that's another thing too. A lot of it was very avoidant type behavior, that we never really had a healthy practice of, I don't want to say never, but I rarely remember us having a healthy practice of sitting down together to hash out really difficult issues without it blowing up into something too emotional, into tears, into yelling, into anger, and then we're just like, okay, so what? We just sweep it under the rug and move forward. And I don't want to do that. Again, if I'm going to be having to deal with these issues and I don't have anybody, of the immediate family to rely on, I want to know that I have people there that when I'm struggling, that I can count on and lean on. So I have to be careful that once I'm going through these trials, that I don't push people away and isolate myself more. And it's as you get older, it's difficult to be more open with people. As they say, when you get older, it's more difficult to make friends because sometimes you encounter things and people and situations where you have to be careful who you trust. And it's sad because in a world where we should be all kind to each other and compassionate to each other, we deal with things like envy, and we deal with people that are narcissistic, and people that are only looking out for themselves or looking to leech off of what you have. And you have to be mindful of that. You have to kind of keep your head on a swivel to that type of behavior around you. But as I felt, I knew this video would help just talking about it. Again, this is probably the most vulnerable I've been. And I don't know. I hope I didn't bore you guys. But I am looking forward to the next month. I have a lot of stuff coming up in the next month. Videos are continuously going to be posted on what I'm doing out here. Like just to tell you about my day today. So today I'm going to be calling the agronomer that works this area. I want to introduce myself to them by phone, see if I can get them to come up to the land and visit the land and see what I have going on. I want to know about what they can recommend as far as the soil, what grows well, just tap into their knowledge of this area that I don't have. I'm also going to be calling another bulldozer guy for a quote, see if he can come up to the land and take a look also and show him what I want to have cleaned out. I'm working with Joe tomorrow on the cacao farm, so I know that's going to be therapeutic to me, and I always love hanging out with Joe. I always learn something new with him, and just with him and his wife up there. And what else? And then just getting the land, just keep working towards getting the land registered, making sure that I have all of that taken care of. I might be meeting with a lawyer this Friday to make sure that the LLC is tied with the deeds that I have for the land. So something or some kind of document says that, the work that's being done on this land is through this LLC. I'm not sure what that's called or what, but that's what the meeting is going to be about. Because I think I need that in order to be able to register my land underneath the LLC officially with the USDA or the Farm Services Agency. So I have a busy week coming up, busy month coming up. I think I have my boy coming to visit next week. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit closer to here in town. Can't really afford to be taking too much time off, but he said he's wanting to come by here and check out what I'm doing. So there'll definitely be a couple of days where we meet up, get together, and hopefully maybe some drone footage of the land. I've been wanting to do that. But anyway, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm already at about 18 and a half minutes. But I really appreciate anybody that's been joining this journey. The people that have been commenting on my stories, that have been commenting on the videos that I post on Instagram. And I'm now getting into TikTok, so I'm also putting some of my stuff on TikTok. I do also have my coaching channels as well. That's another thing too. As I'm working through this, I'm still trying to find opportunities to be able to coach people, to stay in shape. That's where a lot of my passion is. I love being able to help people with that. It's just been trying to balance building out this land dream of mine with also mixing in the coaching aspect as well. So stay tuned, lots to come. And again, to your health, growth, and wealth. That's usually my tagline for my coaching business. But that I feel that that's fitting all the way around. So I hope you guys are staying healthy. I hope that you guys continue to grow. If there's anything that I do that helps you grow, or you have any kind of insight, I always love reading any kind of recommendations or insights to what I'm doing. I love the suggestions. Feel free to do so. And also, again, to your wealth and to your prosperity, may you be doing what makes you happy, and at the same time, that's making a living enough for you to be comfortable, to afford what you need to survive, even if it's your bare necessities. And if you're killing it and you're killing it in the game, I'm happy for you too, you know? But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video.